travel and things in association with Sun Destinations, iconic destinations with amazing experiences, present in conversation with. I'm your host, David Batsoffen, and today my guest at very short notice from Lydenburg is Francis Le Roux, who is the owner of the Ark Guest House in that small town. Francis, good morning. Welcome to you.
Good morning, David.
This is so weird because I've just come from your guest house. I was there last week. Fifth visit. You must be doing something right.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm trying my best to please you.
Not only me, obviously also the people in the area. Firstly, tell us a little bit about Lydenburg.
It's a gem, a hidden gem. I think it's hidden because of the potholes. People forget to look at the place when they drive through. But yes, Lydenburg is actually the gateway to the Kruger Park and to the panorama route, the very scenic panorama route. It's very well known for the famous heads that were discovered by a little boy playing on a farm, picking up shards, and he reported it, and they found out that it was like masks, looked like masks from an ancient era. The replicas of them are now displayed in the Lydenburg Museum, which is very well maintained by the local curator, which is J.P. Sillier. Lydenburg is also known for trout. Years ago, the fisheries were one of the attraction points to the area. Places of historical interest are quite a few. Lydenburg is associated with the voortrekkers, who came from Oorigstad. They the most of the group who were settled in Oorigstad died because of malaria, so they turned around to come back to higher ground to get away from the malaria, and they called this town Lydenburg, which actually means town of suffering. So they established the town then.
Okay.
And this guest house was built by the voortrekkers. You will see in my breakfast room, I have taken off plaster to show the guests what
That's
it was
right.
built of.
Yeah. It's fascinating. And how did you come to be in Lydenburg?
It's actually a miracle, I think, because my ex-husband wanted to relocate to Lydenburg,
right,
and I was so upset with him that I said to him, I will trade him in for someone else if he brings me here. But
and you
then,
did.
no, he traded me in, he revenged. But what happened was, I came to try to find a house, and I couldn't because I was looking for something old. I'm not into new modern houses. So then I saw this house, but it was very big, and I didn't know if we should buy the house because my children were getting out of school. And then I prayed and I asked God to please guide me.
Right.
And it's really a miracle. I had a download of how to start a guest house. I have never thought about doing that. And the following morning when I woke up, I decided, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy this place. I'm going to do what I was instructed to do in my dream or in my vision. I rather saw it as a vision. And then I did exactly that. I started doing that without any market research. And it's just a success. And I really have favor on this place.
Well, I know from, I think, 5 years ago when I first contacted you and stayed over. I've stayed over sort of once a year, every year, on my travels to and from. And I love your guest house. It is so quirky that every time I come there, there's always something else to find. Whether I look for it or not, it's eventually going to pop up and go, you didn't photograph this last time, so do it now. And also, I think, Francis, people, I don't know what it is. It's our mentality nowadays. You go into the Kruger Park on holiday, That's where your focus is, not on stopping overnight. You can make the time and just take, it's a 3-hour drive from Joburg to Lydenburg. It's only 2 hours from there to the park. So it's a nice break. You have a nice night, you have an interesting meal, an interesting room to sleep in, and we'll get into those, because where I'm sitting now, I'm busy renovating my man cave, which is why there's nothing on the walls behind me, yet you've got everything on the walls behind you. And we'll talk about your rooms in just a moment. But the vision that you had then is you're taking it forward. Your place is like an amoeba. It's always growing. As I said, every time I come there, there is something else to see, a new room to sleep, a new themed room to sleep in and to enjoy. And your meals are just spectacular.
Thank you. Yes, that is what Francina looks after. Yes, we are continuously expanding, and we have now started to think about the way forward, if I may talk about that. The challenges, ongoing challenges posed by COVID and the global energy price hikes and inflation, and the soaring food prices and all of that has set us thinking. So we see this as an opportunity to transform these threats into a catalyst for taking the Ark to new heights.
Okay. So you're going to change this garden. You're going to change this garden into a vegetable bed, so you can make.
Yeah, that as well. Our vision is not to only secure our operations against these challenges, but we would like to switch to 90% green energy and expand our property and add significant value to our business and to the community we serve.
You know, Francis, as I said to you when I saw you last week, small town South Africa is slowly dying, unfortunately, for a variety of different reasons. Yet Lydenburg, and specifically your little street, is thriving, and it's all due to you and to Barney, who I know is sitting just off camera, and your staff for making this place an oasis in what is happening and a vision for other people who think maybe we can do it in other small towns that will enhance tourism.
Yes, I strongly believe that you must blossom where you are planted. So you must make a difference where you are.
Right.
I think that's what we were assigned for when we came to this earth. So in my street, I would like to be the beacon of light.
Okay, and I'm sure you are. Everybody knows where the Ark is.
Well, at least we have street lights in the evening on our walls.
Street holes, but street lights, but no streets, because it's just potholes. But I'm sure that could be addressed eventually. Even if
it is addressed, it has been addressed. Most of the main roads were tarred. It's only the junctions that has to be fixed.
Yeah.
And they are working on it, and they're also going to redo the main entrance that comes from Dahlstrom, the Viljoen Street one. It's going to be a nice broad new road. So very soon people will not talk about the potholes in Lydenburg. They will talk about the smooth road going to the panorama route. And then they might stop to see the beauty around us, the off-beaten track. When you drive there, it's breathtakingly beautiful. When you go into the mountain.
Yeah, that whole area, as far as tourism goes, is spectacular, and I think people tend to forget. They run off to Durban and to Cape Town like lemmings off a cliff. Yet going inland for them is not. They want to see the ocean. I don't know why all the time. And at the end of the day, there is such beauty up north, specifically from Joburg and Pretoria, and it's not that far away. These are some of the views of your garden. I see the electricity was working because that light seems to be on. So it was one of the good days. But then people, you don't have to worry when you go to the Ark, because they've got a generator the size of Eskom that is very quiet. and will keep the lights going. You won't even know that there's been load shedding, which I tend to forget when I go away because we have solar at home and we don't even know about load shedding. And then you go and visit a guest house or something, and at the appointed time, everything goes black.
Yes.
Not in
Yes, well, that's also part. Sorry.
No, I was going to say that's not in the case of the Ark. Sorry, I spoke over you, Francis.
Sorry, no.
No.
That's also part of our expansion plan is sustainable energy.
Yeah.
We are going to install a solar energy system for uninterrupted power supply and a borehole solar pump with a purification system.
Great. So this is the way of the future. You know, people whinge and moan. And yes, there are costs involved, specifically for somebody like yourself at a guest house. But I'm sure that you've done the numbers and you know that what you're going to input, you will get back over a certain period of time, because otherwise it's not worth it. But Lydenburg, as we've said before, is the gateway to the Kruger Park. And I'm hoping that more people will use it not only as a gateway, but as a destination rather than just a waypoint on a Google map. In the bowels of your building at the moment, which is all about to change, or so you told me last week, is the Fickle Fox. I love this. Did you do the sign and then name the pub, or did you find the sign and then just name the pub for it?
No, I built the pub. And we were sitting, our family was sitting talking about a name for the pub. So my son-in-law, Scott Albert, came up with the Fickle Fox.
I love it.
He from Irish descent, and he said, this is so much a British pub, you can't call it anything other than a double name. It must be the Fickle Fox. It makes me think of you, Mom.
I'm so glad the word trout isn't in there, because that would that is the obvious one, you know, the pickled trout or something like that. No, we don't. Fickle Fox is great, but all this is also about to change. Your new plans move it around the property. The pub itself won't change character, but it may change location.
It might change location, yes. It's going to. We are going to transform the current veranda, the bar, and the hair salon into a 50-seater restaurant, and the bar will be overlooking the lawn and the pool area.
I love it when you just toss in there a hair salon. How many guest houses do I know that have a hair salon on the premises? Let me think. One in Lydenburg.
Well, yes, and with that we are adding a day spa and a gym.
You see,
to enhance the guest experience.
I hear what you're saying about the gym, but I'm always leery of gyms on holiday. You know, it's always wonderful. Oh, I'm going to a guest house or I'm going to a lodge that has a gym. How many people actually use that thing? No, they want to eat food and enjoy themselves. The gym is just an added bonus.
Yeah, the gym is actually quite a necessity, because I also have a huge amount of corporate people coming. So they inquire about gym facilities.
Really?
Yeah, because they are on the road the whole week, and they say they eat restaurant food, so they have to be active.
I hear what they're saying after 6 weeks in a hotel up north. I'm going for a medical shortly. I'm terrified of what my doctor's going to say to me. And that's my own fault. Just on that request about the gym, what is the weirdest request or the strangest request you've ever had from a guest?
Oh yes. I have a room with the theme Baroque. So it's a room that you slept in the previous time you were here.
Room 7,
I think. It is designed in the Baroque style, which is actually very much over the moon gilded. And and because my place is of historical interest, I stayed with the period styles.
Okay.
To decorate. And then one person said to me, he suggested on booking.com that I should really make a plan with my old-fashioned furniture. What about an upgrade to modern furniture in that themed room? So I suggested How about space?
The final
So that was
frontier.
actually
You know what you could do for people like him, Francis, is just do an empty room. There is nothing in there except a bed. And you go, this is what it would be like living in a space capsule. You're only going to have a bed. There's no other need for anything else. Or
yes,
strap
you're
the
right.
furniture to the ceiling like it's in zero gravity. I didn't try and figure that one out. Now, you've got rooms all over the property. There are 3 rooms in this little annex.
Yes.
That is the room that I stayed in the last time I was there. I've also stayed, my wife and I have stayed in that room. And this room I haven't stayed in yet. So there's another visit coming up for that.
Yes.
How did you choose the various themes?
Well, as I said, I was thinking about how I should decorate the guest house, and because it was a place of historical interest, I knew I couldn't go modern. So I decided to do period decorating style. So I started with the Gothic theme. So the room
Right.
that you haven't slept in that first picture
That's correct.
is in the Gothic era, designed after the Gothic era. So what I do when I decorate a room, I pick elements from the room and from the age, from the period,
Okay.
and then I bring it into the general decor of the room. So the
This,
picture you're showing
yeah.
is one of the villas that we painted against the wall, because that room is in the Italian Renaissance style.
Correct. This is the room that I stayed in just last week.
Yes.
She looks terrified. I don't know what she's looking at, but I searched high and low in the corner of my room and I didn't find whatever it was she was looking at.
I think it's a very good copy.
It is indeed.
I really tried my best.
And then, of course, what is a guest house? And I see that I'm punting Chicken Licken there in the background. Um, Without a glass or 2 of sherry to keep you warm on a cold winter's night. Even now in October, you guys had a fire in the dining room, which
Yes.
I know Barney told me is unusual for that time of the year in
Yeah.
Lydenburg.
It's very unusual. It was this cold front that we had with snow everywhere.
Yeah.
So we were freezing. We didn't expect it at all. We had guests who borrowed jackets from Barney.
This is the dining room. I love this dining room. It really is. And it's also seen many iterations because while you were renovating the reception, your reception desk, and I still don't know how you guys did it because that desk is huge and heavy. You moved it into here and then rearranged all the furniture. And now that the reception area is done, the desk is back there and the dining room is the dining room.
Yes.
But
And
not for
soon it's
very
gonna
much
be
longer, I believe.
no, it's gonna be a lounge, library, cum admin on a lounge. Yeah, it's just to relax in where it will be peace and quiet.
But Francis, that being said, this furniture that we're talking about and that guy on booking.com alluded to, yes, you can get IKEA furniture, flat pack stuff and build it yourself. But where do you find the furniture to match your rooms? Because you obviously now with the new renovations, you're going in your head, all right, I need this room and I needed that room. Where am I going to find the furniture? Because that's obviously the rebuilding and the remodeling is the easy part.
I love antique shops. So
Okay.
I can really browse. I can really browse and sniffle out something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there
That's what I do.
antique shops in Lydenburg that when they see you coming, they go, hey, month's budget is going to be made right here, right now, today?
At this stage, one maybe, but we go to Dahlstrom and we go to Joburg and
Okay.
Pretoria.
Okay. This is part of that Renaissance. This is where I slept last week, the Renaissance room with nice little cherubs looking over me while I slept, and a shower basin and toilet in the back there. And for that gentleman who complained about modern furniture, you'll notice the shower is very modern.
Yes, I hope that that we give it's modern enough to be comfortable, yet we try to give an atmosphere or ambiance to the rooms.
When
That's
people come to you for the first time, and I know that I had this experience when my wife and I visited you. It was the room upstairs, which you expanded because there's a piece of wall in the middle that's about 9.5 miles wide. Yet that was the old outside wall. And we opened
yes,
the door and we weren't expecting what we had seen at all. And the wow factor when you open the doors to any of the 5 rooms that I stayed in is just spectacular. I'm amazed you don't only get 5-star results on TripAdvisor and that type of thing, because yes, you can quibble about the furniture and you can quibble about this and that, but at the end of the day, it's the wow factor that makes the Ark, as far as I'm concerned anyway.
yes, I get that. People are often amazed. They don't expect it because it's in a small town, and
Yep.
they I hear it often that people say you should be in one of the cities, and then I say, but why? Why can't we have it here in Lydenburg? Lydenburg is an awesome town.
Yeah, it is. And people can come to you. I don't want to say that this would be lost in a big city, but I think Lydenburg should be proud to have you in its town and as a bastion of this type of guest house. What's the word I'm looking for? Homeliness and friendliness of the staff. I can't talk about the owners; they're not very friendly. But sit still long enough, one of the family will join you for dinner. I promise you that, and then it becomes an
Yes.
interesting evening.
Yeah, well,
Will this room
um,
still, after the renovations, Francis? Will this room still be the Renaissance room?
yeah, it will still be the Renaissance room. It will just be a bit more comfortable and some modernized things that we are going to add, like we are going to add air conditioning.
Okay. And that
Yeah.
that particular room, just to give people a heads up, is a self-catering room. There is a small kitchen area with a microwave and a fridge and a kettle and a sink, should you need either to make your own food or to get takeaways and eat in your room.
Yeah, that's
These
what we
are,
plan to add to all the rooms.
mm,
All the rooms will be equipped with a little fridge and a kitchen in a cupboard.
you see,
Like the room that you and Karu slept in the other time, that room
yeah,
number, the Edwardian room.
yes. No,
Yes.
those are sneaky. You don't expect them. You know, I've been in a room where there was a bathroom in a cupboard. When you opened a door to the built-in cupboards, there was a bathroom behind it. It was very clever utilization of space, because I walked into a room that was basically just a bedroom, and I'm going, do I have to share ablutions with my next door neighbor type of thing? But no, it was well hidden. These are just some of the features in your garden that I'm hoping is not going to be lost to parking, Francis. I shall be very upset if
You're
this
going
vanishes.
to be pleasantly surprised when you see it.
Good. I look forward to that. That's not your venue. Francis, no, that was at Mabula, and I don't think you have that room just yet. Tell us a little bit about the Ark. How can people book with you? Where can they find you? I suppose the usual TripAdvisor, bookings.com, that area. Can they book directly with you?
They can book directly with me when they go onto my website. I am affiliated with Knightsbridge. So when they book directly, they get better prices.
That's always the thing. And that's what people want, a better bang for their buck. But I can promise you, people, that you will get great value for your money. And as I said, yes, there are takeaway places. You can have KFC if you really want, or Chicken Licken or one of those. But I suggest you do, if you're staying overnight, have one of their dinners, splash out. We had a potjie that I couldn't finish the food. Not potjie, yes, it was an oxtail potjie the night that I was there. And it was awesome. It really and truly was. And the breakfasts, hey, careful what you order, because you may get it and then not be able to finish it. Their omelets are enough for about 4 people. They really and truly are. Your portions, or your kitchen staff's portions, Francis, are extremely good value
Generous.
for money. Generous. Generous is a word that I wouldn't use, because generous doesn't describe those portions. It really and truly doesn't. And it's good home
Well,
cooked food.
Francina, who's our cook, believes that a hardworking man must eat. His belly must be full. That's what she says.
Now, I know that I met some interesting people on my last trip. I met a fellow that is a blaster. He works on the mines. Never met anybody that blows up things for a living, which was very interesting. And he tells me he's off to Paris shortly to go and attend a blasting conference. And I said, no, you're a bit late for that, because the Springboks blasted the New Zealanders out of the park, down and dusted. And then I met a dance teacher the following morning. And little did I know that A, Lydenburg has a dance school, and B, that this coming Saturday, which is I can't think of the date offhand. Where are we today? It's Wednesday today. So in 3 days' time, whatever that is, the 18th, somewhere around there. Yeah, 11th. Yeah. You're going to have Lydenburg's Got Talent.
Yes, it's starting on Thursday already.
Okay.
But the gala event will be on Saturday, and it's really a big thing. It will be at the Lowveld Church. And it is they are showcasing talent from Lydenburg, including not only including dance, but music, singing, ballet, and there will be art and drama.
Wow!
So everyone who has talent in this town is going to show it off, and they've got very, very good judges, international judges as well. One international judge that I know of, and coming to judge the people. So it's not just a small town thingy. It's a really nice big thing and well organized.
I think that's absolutely fascinating, and well done to Brendan and his dance school.
Yes, well done to him. Started by Rosemary Middleton. It was
really, really nice. If you're going to Kruger Park, why not stop over in Lydenburg on Saturday? Watch Lydenburg's Got Talent. I don't know if Simon Cowell will be there, but you never know. Francis has
mentioned... might just convince him next year.
Yeah, I don't know if Lydenburg could deal with him, or him with Lydenburg.
Well, we had this occurrence of the director of the Vienna State Opera.
Right.
I heard that he was coming to Lydenburg to visit his sister, and then I tried, and I said, "Oh, can't we ask him to come to my theater and come and talk to us? Just talk to us about his life and what he achieved in Vienna." He has directed over 80 operas.
Right.
He's now going back next year to do the Titanic musical, and he said to come to Lydenburg and come and do a rural opera in the rural area.
You've also just
tossed in the Chief and I,
based on the King and I, no doubt.
Yes,
you just tossed in another thing. You have a theater on your property as well, but not only do you have a theater on the property, you have I don't want to say the longest serving member of Radio Kalahari Orkes lives and is related to you. It's Ian we're talking about, and I know that he's performed there, and I'm sure that his musical friends have played there on many an occasion.
Many, yes. Yeah, Lydenburg has grown to love him. He has recently he's busy publishing a book about the anecdotes that he wrote.
Yeah.
And it's been accepted. He wrote those anecdotes in my decor store because he says the acoustic is very good between the boxes. And there's no noise. So it was born at the Ark.
Okay. I hope he gives you
lockup. He called it his lockup garage.
I hope he gives you credit in the book for the space he took up. give us a contact phone number and your web address, please, Francis. We're coming to the end of our chat.
It's 013-235-1125. And my web address is www.thearkguesthouse.co.za.
Great stuff. Francis Le Roux, owner of the Ark Guest House in Lydenburg. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you and the new renovations in the not too distant future.
Thank you, David Patsofin. It was a great honor talking to you.
This has been Travel and Things. This has been In Conversation with. I am David Batshoffen, and it's been sponsored by Sun Destinations.